Hi everybody, my name is Tori. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. I took Marianne's training back in April 2015 and I loved it. My absolute favorite type of class to teach is a slow flow vinyasa, focusing on really mindful movements. So this class will be suitable for all levels of experience. I really love to use blocks in my practice, so if you have them or something block-like, feel free to grab them. Also feel free to grab any blankets, rolled up towels work just as fine, bolsters, a big pillow, anything that you would like for this practice. So we'll go ahead and get started just in a seated position. Go ahead and close the eyes. Now right away, if you feel like you need to elevate the hips a little bit, feel free to prop yourself up on a block, maybe a blanket, a bolster, something just to elevate the hips. Once you're comfortable, you can rest the hands, close the eyes, sitting up nice and straight. Go ahead and just release the shoulders away from the ears. And right off the bat, we'll just take the first few moments simply to breathe. So breathing is something that we do all day, every single day, but it's not very often that we really pay attention to it. So try and do just that. Pay attention to how it feels to breathe. Maybe where in your body you feel the breath. So it travels in through the nose, moves into the throat, into the chest, and in the belly. Follow that same path back out. So where along that path is the breath the most obvious? Maybe it's right into the nose. Maybe you feel that breath in the throat. Perhaps you tap into the sensation of the chest or belly rising and sinking as you breathe in and breathe out. Just find that spot where you can really focus in on the breath. And just notice whatever it is that comes up for you. Can you follow the rhythm of your breath? Moving through the body like a wave. Fluid, effortless. Maybe over time, each breath in becomes just a little bit deeper. Each breath out becomes just a little bit longer. And can you really slow down and pay attention to the transition in between breath as that inhale becomes the exhale, as the exhale becomes the inhale? Can you imagine this breath moving through the body? And can you feel this sense of release every time you breathe out? Maybe muscles you didn't even know you were holding tension in start to relax. And notice what, if any, thoughts are passing through the mind. And trying not to engage in those thoughts, but not getting frustrated if you find yourself thinking either. You're a human, it's part of your experience to think. But use every time that you recognize that you are thinking as a chance just to return in presence. Letting them pass through and bringing that focus, that attention, that awareness back to your own breath. Notice how it feels to be still and silent. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, let it go. And just begin to tuck the chin to the chest. So eyes can be open or closed here. We'll move with the breath. So as you breathe in, just bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And as you breathe out, the chin will come back to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder, moving slowly. Exhale, chin to chest. Let's find one more to the right. And back to center. Inhale to the left. And back to center. And start to bring the head back up to neutral. As you do, go ahead and sweep the arms overhead. So palms can face each other or touch. Let the shoulders remain soft. The lower ribs will stay tucked in and just focus on length in the spine. So let's interlace the fingers. Now, if it's comfortable, you can flip the palms face up. If not, face down works just as fine. And then as you exhale, just start to curve the spine. Let the hands face forward. And then as we breathe in, we'll come right back up. And again, exhale, just begin to curve the spine. Head stays in line with the arms. Inhale, lifting back up. One more time here, curve the spine, hands forward. And then inhale, we'll lift back up. So if the palms are face up, bring them face down. We'll keep the fingers interlaced, just take a bend in the right elbow. So that left elbow will just nestle into the back of the head. Letting that right elbow just hang heavy. So right away, check in with the spine. So we want that to stay long. If you notice yourself curving in, letting the ribs pop out, try and bring that belly button in towards the spine. Find a little bit of strength and stability through the core. And then maybe you even find a little lift of the chin, really getting into the shoulder. And then just ever so gently let that right hand come down to the mat. We'll straighten the left arm. And then on the exhale, reach across the body, finding your side bend. So that right shoulder will soften away from the right ear. The chest stays lifted, the sit bones stay rooted, and that left arm just reaches. So we're making space from that fingertip all the way down to the hip and just breathing into that space. Next breath in, both arms will reach overhead. We're just going to flip the palms so they face out, and as you exhale, lower. As long as it takes you to breathe out is as long as it takes the hands to fall. From here, let's just go ahead and switch to the way that the legs are crossed. Taking time to re-ground, find comfort, a little bit of length in the spine. And then that next breath in, we'll sweep the arms up again. Go ahead and take the opposite interlace of the fingers. Again, if you'd like, those palms can flip up. Breathe in. Exhale, begin to hinge, curving through the spine. Hands face forward. Think cat and cow spine. Breathe in, lift it back up, find length. And then exhale, hinging, moving with your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge. Here we'll come all the way up, palms face down if they're not already. And then taking that bend in the left elbow. Let your shoulders be soft. Those hands stay interlaced. And again, check in with the spine, keeping it nice and long. Lower ribs tucked in. Chest open, maybe a little lift of the chin. Just breathe here. And slowly release that left hand down by the left hip, straighten the right arm, and then on the exhale, taking your side bend, reaching across to the left side. So again, sit bones stay rooted. Just the upper body is moving. Feel that length, that space from the right fingertip all the way down the side body, down towards that hip. Inhale, both arms reach. Let the palms touch. And then bring the hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Take a full breath in. And let it go. As you are ready, go ahead and blink the eyes open. And we'll work our way onto all fours. So we're coming to a tabletop here. So we'll spread the fingertips wide beneath the shoulders. Knees will be hips distance apart. Maybe those tops of the feet pressed. Right away, start to find a flat back here. So maybe those shoulder blades come together. Gentle engagement of the core. And we'll work our way down the body here. So now we're into the spine. So as we breathe in, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, coming into our cat and cow movements. Exhale, begin to curve the spine. Drop the head between the arms. And again, breath in, belly drops, gaze lifts. Breath out, curve the spine, drop the head. And we'll continue these movements here, using the full breath in to move in one way, and the full breath out to move in the other. So here we're warming up the spine, but also starting to tap into that natural connection between our breath and our movement. Let's find one more breath in. Belly drops. Feel the heart lift, the gaze lift. And then exhale, reversing that same movement. Shoulder blades pull apart, head drops. Slowly come back to a flat back. Maybe those palms come forward just about a palm print or so. From here, we'll tuck the toes. Lift the hips, come into your first downward dog. So we're working our way into the legs here. So maybe it feels good just to stay still. Maybe you want to keep a bend in the knees. Focus on bringing that belly towards the thighs. Or you can begin to pedal out the legs, bending one knee and the other. Try not to move just for the sake of moving, but really feel each movement that you make, how it feels to move in that way, what it's doing for you. Just be connected to what your body is doing and why. And slowly coming to stillness here. And we'll begin to walk the feet up to meet the hands. So just coming to fold at the very top of your mat. Lifting up to a flat back, so hands maybe to the shins or to the thighs. And then exhale, release over the legs. As we breathe in, we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Palms can face each other or touch. And then those hands will come down by the sides, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms, maybe even lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold. We'll hang here. So if you're tight, keep a bend in the knees. You can start to straighten. We're just not locking through the knees here. Arms can hang. They can come to blocks if you have them. Or you can take hold of opposite elbows. Just let the head hang heavy. And go ahead and loosen the upper body. So we'll shake the head no. Shake the head yes. If you have any hold or using any props, go ahead and release. Soften into the knees, so we'll keep a little bend. Head will hang heavy, and as slowly as you can, inch your way up to standing. So stacking vertebra on vertebra. Head will be the last thing to rise here. Feeling gravity pull you down as you slowly rise. Then we'll roll the shoulders back, breathe in, sweep the arms. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Maybe the knees stay soft. Lift halfway, flat back. Hands to the ground or maybe to your blocks. We'll step the right foot back, coming into lunge. So right away, we want to check in that this left knee is tracking over that left ankle. We're really grounding through that left foot. The back heel is lifted. And just find a little lift of the chest so that we're not collapsing down, but we're rather lifting. Heart open, spine is nice and long, the gaze slightly lifted. And just breathing here. Full breath in. On the exhale, we'll ground the hands down, step it back, downward dog. Right away, breathe in and come forward to a high plank. From here, we'll drop the knees, chest, and chin. Untuck the toes. Fingertips light, hardly touching the mat. Tops of the feet press. And breathe in, just lift head, neck, and chest. And exhale, chin taps. Inhale, lift head, neck, and chest. Exhale, slow lower. One more time, breathing in here. And exhale, lower. Now we'll ground into those hands. Press yourself up to tabletop and then tuck the toes and lift the hips, downward dog. Breathe in, left leg is gonna lift. So to start, keep those hips facing the ground. Maybe that right heel sinks just a little bit deeper. And you can stay just like this, or you can start to stack left hip on top of right, maybe bending into the knee, making sure that weight stays evenly distributed between the hands. And we'll straighten the legs, square off the hips, start to bring the knee to the nose. Curving the spine, shoulders stack over top of the wrists. Place that foot next to the left thumb. Help it up if you need. Find a gentle lift to the heart. And here we'll bring hands to the ground or blocks. We're just going to straighten that front leg and fold. So that left knee should stay soft. We're definitely not locking through the knee. And if you're tight, keep a little bend here. You can even step the back foot in a little bit to square off those hips. And then just letting the chest melt down. Begin to bend into that left knee. Knee tracks over the ankle. Left hand stays grounded, maybe on a block or the ground. We'll lift the left arm up, coming into a twist. So trying to stack that left shoulder over the right. Feel those fingertips reach. The sense of grounding through the right hand, the sense of lifting through the left. On the exhale, we'll unwind. We're going to step that right foot up to meet the left. Straighten those legs and fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up. Let the exhale bring you right back down to your forward fold. We're going to lift halfway, find that flat back. Hands will come to the ground or block, step the left foot back. Again, in this lunge, knee over top of the ankle. So if you need to lessen or the bend in the knee or widen your stance, feel free. The hands can be anywhere they're comfortable here, but really we're just looking for a lift of the chest, peeling that chest off the thigh, finding length in the spine. Everything is about our spinal alignment here. One more breath like this. And then on the exhale, we'll plant the hands down, step it back, downward dog. Breathe in, ride forward, high plank. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower to the belly. 2 cobras here. Breathe in and lift, fingertips light. Exhale, lower. Keep those legs engaged. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, chin taps. Press into the hands. Tabletop first, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips. When you're ready, right leg lifts. And again, to start, we're just going to keep the hips facing the ground. Left heel sinks a little bit deeper. Feel that stretch through the back of the left leg. And then maybe staying here, or you can stack right hip on top of left. Bending into the knee if you'd like. Keeping weight evenly distributed between the hands. Straighten that front leg, square off the hip, knee to the nose. Place the foot next to the right thumb. So grab hold of that leg, help it up if you need. Hands to the ground or blocks. Here we'll just straighten that front leg and fold. So again, step that back foot in slightly if you'd like. Hands, maybe books if you don't have blocks. Something sturdy where you can just bring the ground up to you so that you can make connection without compromising the spine. Bending into that right knee. Maybe you wiggle walk that left foot back if your legs are a little longer. Left hand grounded inside that right foot. Reach the right arm up. Now the gaze can stay straight ahead, down towards that left hand, maybe up towards the right fingertips. But just breathing into this twist. And exhale, unwind. Both hands on the ground. Step it up to the top of your mat. Let's lift to a flat back here. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold. We'll come into chair. So if it's comfortable, heel toe the feet together. Knees will bend, hips drop. Arms are going to sweep overhead. So we want those shoulders away from the ears. So maybe those hands come a little in front of you. Making sure those shins stay parallel. Can you wiggle your toes? Take a breath in here. Exhale, straighten and fold. Lift halfway, flat back. Hands come down, step it back to a plank. Feel free to drop the knees like we just did, or lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, hinging back, downward dog. Just take a breath to reset here. And then the next breath in, the right leg will lift. Knee comes towards the nose, place that foot next to the right thumb. We're going to spin the back heel down so it's coming at an angle. And just lift the hands up to airplane arms. So arms will come long by the sides, maybe those palms face down. Feel the shoulder blades come together, the chest lifting off of the thigh. So we're finding our spinal alignment here while setting up the legs. So go ahead and interlace the hands behind you. And we're just going to draw the hands down the back leg, lifting the upper body up. You can stay with your straight spine here, or begin to draw the hands down that back leg further as you lift the chest and the gaze, coming into a tiny little back bend. An option to stay in either of these variations, or hinge forward, shoulder comes towards the knee, maybe those arms come up. Wherever you are, we'll lift all the way to warrior one. So the upper body comes upright and those arms reach overhead, gently rotating left hip forward, right hip back. Still bent into that right knee. Knee tracking over the ankle in any of these postures. Full breath in. Exhale, bring those hands down to the mat. Spin the back heel up, coming to a lunge. And then we'll step it back, three-legged dog. Lift the right leg. And again, stack right hip on top of left, bending into the knee. Straighten the leg, square off the hip, lower downward dog. Breathe in, ride forward, high plank, and take your vinyasa. So knees can be up or down, keeping the core strong, moving with our breath. We'll all meet in our downward dog. When you're ready, left leg lifts. And then knee to the nose, place that foot next to the left thumb. Spin the back heel down on an angle, and again, lift to airplane arms. So those arms long by the sides. Find strength in the legs, so check if that knee is over the ankle. Ground through the left foot. Feel that back leg strong as well. Reach the fingertips back, broadening through the chest. And then we'll reach back, take the opposite interlace of the hands. Same thing here, begin to draw the hands down the back leg. Stopping with a long spine or continuing down, finding as much of a back bend as you'd like. And then staying right here or hinging forward, left shoulder towards that left knee. Next breath in, we'll come all the way up, warrior one, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands come down, back heel spins up. Plant the hands, step it back, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. And then staying or stacking hips, bending the knee. Straighten the legs, square off the hip, downward facing dog. Let's take a bend in the knees, bring the gaze between the hands, step the feet to the top of the mat. Right away, lift up to your flat back, hands to the shins or thighs, and a slow fold down. We'll find chair pose again, so those knees bend, hips drop, the arms sweep. This time we'll bring the hands to heart center, so maybe you can sit a little bit deeper. Send the weight back, grounding through the four corners of the feet to wiggle the toes. And let's take a little twist to the right. So you can stay upright, palms together. You can extend the arms wide, or with those palms touching, bring the left elbow to the right knee. Take a peek down. We want those knees to stay in line with one another, keeping alignment of the knees and hips, and then working the twist. And just breathe. Maybe the breath becomes a little bit stronger as the legs are really working here. And then we'll slowly twist back to center, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, and then gently come right back down. Take your twist to the other side, whatever you did on the other side. If your arms are reaching, really try and take up as much space as you can. If your palms are touching, push the palms together, opening through the heart. And slowly we'll twist back to center, straighten the legs, reach the arms, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, flat back. Plant those hands, step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa. Moving with your breath, slow and controlled, meeting in downward dog. When you're ready, right leg lifts. Bring the knee to the nose here, just hover. We're starting to build some heat in the core. Inhale, extend back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. And extend. One more time, knee to the nose, hovering here. And then we'll place that foot next to the right thumb. We'll spin the back heel down and just lift up to your warrior two. Same thing applies here, that right knee over the ankle, grounding equally through the feet, core balanced over top of the body. Reach the fingertips up. Soften through the shoulders. Can you reach a little bit further through the hands, activating the fingertips? Let your gaze rest over that right middle finger. Just feel this sense of strength and stability here in this warrior two. We'll begin to flip the front palm. On the exhale, right hand slides down that back leg or behind the back, reaching towards that right thigh. And the right arm reaches up. The gaze maybe follows that right hand up. But really nothing changes in the legs here. We're still grounded through that right foot, still bent into the right knee. Upper body just reaching, right side body opening. And on the exhale, we'll hinge. Bring that right elbow or forearm towards that right thigh. Left arm can reach straight up or overhead, coming into side angle. So this right elbow is there to support you, but we're not dumping the weight of the body into it. The chest is staying open. We're really tapping into the strength of the mid-body, of the legs. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Can you keep the fingertips active? If the hands are reaching forward, maybe that pinky finger spins down. And then breath in, lifting up, warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg, rotate the right toes. They're going to point in the same direction as the left. Bring the hands to the hips. And then leading with the chest, we'll fold forward here. So you can stop halfway, bring the hands to the ground, maybe blocks. They can also just hover. Just surrendering deep into this wide-legged forward fold. A few deep rounds of breath. Notice what you feel. Being so present in the body that we can feel all of these really subtle sensations. And if you'd like to stay at center, just feel free to stay right here. Or you can begin to walk the hips over, or the hands over to the right foot. Let the hips stay level. And then if you walk to the right, we'll slowly come back through center and over to the left. And again, we're going to come back to center here. This time we're going to walk the hands all the way to the right foot. So right toes will point to the front of the mat. We'll spin the back heel up and bend into that right knee. From here, we'll drop the back knee, soften through the toes so you can untuck. And again, hands can stay on the ground, maybe come to blocks, maybe to that right knee. Here, we're keeping the belly button in towards the spine so the core and back stay strong. And from there, letting the hips sink forward. Finding a gentle lift of the chest wherever you are. Everything is about the spinal alignment first. And if you'd like to work a little bit more balance, you can sweep those arms up overhead. Maybe even take a bend in the elbows. Spread the fingertips wide. Open through the heart. Few deep rounds of breath here and just feel it. Think about what we discovered at the beginning of practice. Where do you feel the breath the strongest? Is it the same here? Where our body's in a different shape? Is the breath showing up differently? Wherever you are, take one more breath. On the exhale, hands will come down to the ground or blocks. We're just going to straighten the front leg and fold. So again, right knee stays soft, maybe even a micro bend, so we're not hyperextending, not straining, not locking. And then finally bend that knee. Once that right foot is rooted and the knee is bent, the hands will ground down. We'll tuck the back toe under the knee, step it back to a plank. Feel free to keep that right foot hovering as you take your vinyasa. Completely optional. Move through this vinyasa in a way that feels good for your body. Settling into downward facing dog. On the inhale, left leg lifts. And then knee to the nose. Again, we hover. We stack shoulders on wrists. Inhale, extend, breathe like a dog. Exhale, knee to nose, hover. Fire up the core. One more time, lifting. And knee to the nose, place that foot next to the left thumb. Back heel's gonna spin down, lifting up, warrior two. Checking into your alignment first. Spine long, body balance over the legs, arms reaching, relaxing through the shoulders. Activate your palms, feel your fingertips reach. And then breathe. Settling into your gaze, maybe it's over that left middle finger, wherever it is, let it be steady. On the inhale, flipping the front palm. On the exhale, reverse your warrior. Just breathe here. And then a slow transition to side angle. So right elbow or forearm grazes that thigh. The right arm reaches straight up or overhead. Fingertips stay active. Chest is staying lifted. Shoulders soft. And again, we'll lift back up, warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg, rotate left toes to point in the same direction as the right. Arms come wide and leading with the chest, fold forward. Again, hands can hover, come to the ground or blocks. Feel free to do the same thing you did on the other side. You can walk those hands out in front of you, letting the chest melt down, a little wide-legged downward dog. Maybe those hands come back in line with the feet. Or maybe they just stay below the face. And then we'll slowly begin to walk the hands over to the left foot. Left toes point to the front of the room. Back heel spins up. Bend that left knee. Coming to lunge. And then dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. Hands can stay. Come to your blocks or to that left thigh. We're just looking to lift the chest off of the thigh. Feel those shoulder blades come together. Keep the belly in towards the spine so that the core and the back stay strong. And then we let those hips sink forward. Really feel this sense of connection through that left foot, feeling it root down into the earth. And then maybe reaching those arms up overhead. And then if you'd like on this side, feel free to take that bend in the elbows. Keep the lower ribs tucked in as you feel those shoulder blades hug together. Spread wide through the fingertips. And breathe. Always checking back in with the breath. Hands will eventually come down to the ground or your blocks. We'll just send the hips back, straightening through that left leg and fold. Leading with the chest. So this should all be fairly gentle. We're not forcing ourselves down, not pulling, but just gently guiding through the breath. And then we'll begin to bend into that left knee. Hands ground down. Tuck the back toe under, lift the knee. We'll step you back to plank. Feel free to drop the knees lower or keep that left foot lifted as you take your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. Full breath in. And let it go. Take a bend in the knees. Gaze comes in between the hands. Go ahead and step the feet to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, arms sweep all the way up, palms touch. Let's bring the hands to heart center. So we'll come into our tree pose here. So we're going to ground through the left foot, pick up all the toes, spread them as wide as you can, root them down one by one. Once you feel stable through this left leg, bring the bottom of the right foot maybe to the ankle. Those toes can tap the mat. You can slide up to the shin or to the thigh. Coming above or below the knee, not placing the foot directly on the knee. Those hands maybe stay at heart center. They can come down to the sides, maybe to the hips, maybe behind you or up above you. Settle into a position where you feel strong, where you feel balanced, and you feel connected to your body and to your breath. So that might mean playing around with different variations and settling into what feels good today, knowing very well that it might be different than it was yesterday. Allow your gaze to rest steady. Allow your breath to be fluid. Moving with control, moving slowly. We'll begin to lower this right foot down to the mat. The weight of the body will shift. Spread through the right toes. Ground them down. Feel the arches lift, legs stabilize without locking through the knee. And then begin to take it to the other side. So maybe those toes gently tap the mat, acting as little kickstands so that we have balance and support. We're working balance, but we have some stability. Easing your way into variation on this side. Anything goes with the arms. Again, what makes you feel strong, balanced? One last breath in. On the exhale, left foot lowers. Mountain pose, hands by the sides. On the inhale, let's sweep the arms. Take it slow, breath and movement slow. Longer, slower exhale as you fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. Let's plant the hands down. We're gonna step it back to tabletop. So feet come back and then those knees drop. So again, wrists and hands underneath those shoulders, knees, hips distance, and just finding a flat back here. So let's go ahead and extend the right foot back. Those toes maybe start resting on the mat. Just focus on activating that leg. Feel the leg become strong. Feel that strength move all the way up into the core. If you'd like to add on, extend that left arm out in front of you. The palm's gonna face in, the fingertips reaching. Now those right toes can stay rested on the mat, or you can lift to hip height, maybe below. You just don't want it up into the back. Again, our spinal alignment is everything. Keep this back foot flexed if it's lifted. And just feel this length from the tip of the finger of the left hand all the way through the heel of the right foot. Notice how everything along that path is strong and active. And then slowly bring only that left hand down. Right toes tap the mat if they're not already there. We're gonna spin the inside of the right foot down on the mat. Maybe that left foot comes behind you for balance. Go ahead and reach that right arm up. Coming into a plank variation. Again, feeling this activation through the fingertips. Full breath. Exhale, back to tabletop. Shake it out. Rock the hips a little side to side. Maybe a cycle of cat and cow. And we'll take it to the other side. So to start, we'll extend left foot back. Let's all keep those toes rooted for now. Just focus on length. So gentle toes on the mat, activating that leg. Engage the core. Right arm out in front. Let the palm face in. Of course, if you'd like to work only the leg, lower the arm, only the arm, lower the leg. And then you can feel free to keep those left toes rooted or find that lift. Keeping the back strong, belly button in towards the spine, nothing changes in the low back. And then feel that heel reach, feel those fingertips reach, and feel that connection. We're working opposite sides, but everything is connected. Right hand gently lowers. Left toes tap the mat. Inside of the left foot comes down. Maybe the right foot comes behind you. Stacking left hip on top of right. Reaching that left arm up. Gaze maybe down towards that right hand, maybe straight ahead, maybe up towards the left hand if the neck allows. Let the gaze be steady, let the breath be fluid. And again, where can you feel the breath in the body? Exhale, left hand down, back heel spins up, left knee to meet the right tabletop. Shake it out, rock the hips, circle the spine, shake the head. And then we'll come all the way seated. We'll keep a bend in the knees, feet on the mat. Let's actually straighten those legs. Breathe in, sweep the arms, and exhale, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest, fold forward. So if that means a little bend in the knees to ease up the spine, go for it. And we're not collapsing down here, we're not pulling ourselves down. Keep the spine long, just focus on leading with the chest, with the heart. And we'll begin to slide the hands up the legs and then roll your way all the way onto the back. Once you do reach the back, go ahead and hug those knees into chest. You can rock a little side to side. Or maybe move those knees in opposite circles, away from each other and back in. Feel a movement pattern that works for you, and just feel the connection with your low back against the mat, any tension loosening up. And then gently bringing feet down to the mat. We'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. So right away, if you feel a stretch in that right hip, you can stop here. Or you can guide this left knee in towards the chest. Maybe right hand goes through the space between the legs. Both hands interlace underneath the left thigh. Hugging that left knee in. Upper body should stay completely relaxed. So back of the head rooted, the spine and shoulders soften. And let's keep the feet flexed. If it's comfortable for you to do so, you can close the eyes. And this will be reclined for the rest of the practice. Maybe begin to slow your breathing down. Can you make equal length inhales and exhales and really tap in to that slow rhythm? And begin to gently lower this left foot down to the mat if it's lifted. We'll all extend the right leg straight up. Now the leg can hang in space, or you can take hold of the thigh, shin, ankle, or foot. Again, upper body stays relaxed. If you have a strap and you'd like to hook it around that right foot and hold on there, a scarf, a towel, something like that works just as well. But we're just hugging in. Big opening through the back of this right leg. Go ahead and release any hold that you have, leading with the heel as slowly as you can. Just lower that leg down to the mat. So really feeling your leg move through space. Notice how it changes as we get lower to the mat. And then once it does reach the mat, just feel that length and extension all the way through the bottom of the right foot. Taking a bend in the right knee now. We'll do the same thing, other side. So left ankle over the right knee. And either staying here or guiding that knee into the chest. Left hand through that space, hands interlace. Maybe this side feels a little different than the other, and that's okay. Know that you don't need to dive into whatever variation you should be doing or the deepest variation you'd like to achieve right away. You can start small. And as the body starts to soften into the posture and unwind, these muscles start to release, maybe we make space to move a little bit. Know that there is no rush to get into or out of any posture. We arrive slowly, we connect with the breath, everything just flows a little better. Again, maybe you focus on slowing the breathing down here. Breathing in deeply through the nose and feel the chest and belly rise. Then how slowly can you exhale? Gently releasing right foot if it's lifted. And we'll extend the left leg straight up. Maybe letting it hang in space. You can take hold of any part of the leg that you can reach without strain on the upper body. Or you can utilize your strap or makeshift strap at home. Just finding some length through the back of the left leg. Feeling this reverse of blood flow too as the leg is elevated. And then releasing any hold that you have, leading with the heel, moving slowly. Just feel that leg move through space. Once it does reach the mat, just feeling that length through the bottom of the left foot. And then bringing that left knee back in to meet the right. And let's heel toe the feet out wide, about the distance of the mat. Let the knees come to touch. So it might feel good just to say exactly like this, the low back relaxing. Or if you'd like a little bit of movement, drop the knees right and left, just windshield wipering back and forth. See how slowly you can move. The arms can extend out, rest on the body, maybe goalpost arms like I'm doing here. Finding one more on each side. And then gradually bringing those feet back in toward one another. And we'll hug the knees into chest. So if this is feeling good for you, just stay exactly like this. Or we can come into happy baby. So those arms will come on the insides of the legs. We can take hold of the ankles, maybe the feet. See if you can bring those knees in towards the armpits. And aim to stack the ankles over top of the knees. So you can hold on the insides of the feet, maybe the outsides, yogi toe lock, first 2 fingers and the thumb around the big toe. If the feet aren't in reach, maybe the ankles or maybe the thigh. We'll slowly hug those knees back into chest. Move in a few circles one way and the other. Once you're back at center, extend those arms out long by the sides, and we'll let both knees fall over to the right side. So feel free to lessen the bend in the knees if that's a little more comfortable for you. The gaze can rest straight up, or perhaps it tracks over that left shoulder. Again, if it's comfortable for you to do so, close the eyes. And just tap in to this twist. How does the breath feel in the twisting position? If you're feeling any areas where you're a little stuck, a little tense, can you focus in on those areas and just observe what sensations you are experiencing? And know that nothing is permanent. Moment by moment, everything is changing. So maybe you observe as these areas begin to soften or sensations change shape. Moving slowly. Allow both knees to come back to center. The gaze comes back to center as well. And then just as slowly, knees will fall over to the left side. Again, you can keep a strong bend of the knees or maybe lighten it up a little bit. Gaze maybe over that right shoulder. And maybe the breath becomes a little bit deeper here. Focusing a little extra on the exhale, on the release. So as we're twisting, as we're cleansing, we're wringing out the body, what is it that you'd like to release? Can you imagine that leaving the mind, leaving the body as you breathe out? Gradually, those knees come back to center. Bring the feet down to the mat just for a moment and just feel the spine release. And then go ahead and extend the legs out one by one. The hands can rest wherever they're comfortable, so maybe on the body, maybe beside the body. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and close the eyes. Let's all take a super deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it go. Now just begin to explore the natural rhythm of the breath. So we're still breathing, we're still connected to that breath, still present in that breath, but we're letting go of control, letting this breath be effortless. Know that with every exhale, your body is relaxing a little bit more, settling into this place of stillness, our final relaxation. So for the next few minutes, we'll rest here together. Again, if you notice the mind wandering, that is okay. Try not to label the thoughts as good or as bad. Try not to engage with them, but just recognize that you are thinking. And then bring your full attention and awareness back into your body. And staying completely still. Start to bring your awareness back. Keeping the eyes closed. Just notice how many of your senses you can become aware of. Feeling your body lying on the floor. The feeling of your breath moving through the body. Without labeling the source, just notice any sounds that you can hear. With the eyes closed, maybe you begin to visualize the space that you are in. When your body feels ready for movement, invite it in slowly, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, and feeling each movement that you make. And taking a bend into the knees when you're ready. And just gently making your way to your right side. And taking these last few moments of your practice, just to thank yourself, thank your body for showing up exactly as it is. And when you're ready, prop yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed and bringing hands to heart center. Let's take one last very deep breath in together and out together. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.